Just very briefly to recap, we are aware of the needs in our city, aren't we, for disadvantaged families and children at risk. There is huge inequality in this beautiful city of ours between those that have and those that don't have. There is a big divide in terms of life expectancy, school readiness, academic achievement. Statistics show that 2 of the most deprived wards in the UK are right here in Oxford. And apparently, I find this staggering, 25% of children in our city live below the poverty line. And it's the church's mandate to love our neighbour, isn't it? Jesus sets the example of stopping for the one. He gives us the promise of life in all its fullness. So therefore, for the past couple of years, lots of people from a variety of churches have been meeting together to pray and to strategise, discuss how we as the Church of Oxford can effectively meet the needs of those disadvantaged families in our city, and crucially, how to become connected to them. So Safe Families is a national model that exists to help churches to recruit, to train and support volunteers, and to take referrals from the local council and to connect the two together so that Safe Families can offer friendship and parenting support to those who need it most. Research from the Oxford Centre for Population Health has demonstrated the incredible difference that volunteers and parenting support make to disadvantaged mothers. And to just give you a taste of what Safe Families does to help support them, I'm going to show you Tam's story.
I grew up in care because I lost my mum and dad when I was a kid. Being a single mum with 2 kids and not having much support, like family, because obviously I haven't got no family. I just wanted someone to understand me, like someone to help me, someone who actually can believe in me. Yeah, Peter and Vivian, they like help me with the children. Like if I want an hour to myself, they come up and collect the children, leave me for an hour, do what I've got to do. And then I've got Sue and Ray that help me with gardening and just take me out basically to get out for a bit.
She was very worried that she wasn't doing things right and maybe the children might be taken off her. And
she'd never had the parental support, had she really? What she was doing, she was making up on her own half the time and she didn't know whether that was right or wrong.
We volunteered to take the kids out, but to see the kids growing up and for them to relate to you and know who you are, to know that we're giving Tam a break as well.
Because obviously I suffer with anxiety and depression, and obviously I can't take the children out, so I'm constantly with the children 24 hours a day, don't get like an hour to myself, so it affects my mental health a bit. If I didn't have them, I think I would have gone downhill and I would have lost my kids. And it's just nice to know somebody you can talk to when you need help. So especially with Ray, I'm always on the phone to him, how to put a curtain pole up, what do I use? He teach me how to use the lawnmower, the strimmer, so I could be independent a lot more. They're really good people. They've helped me, and you know what, they never judge me for what I've been through and what I've done.
Well, it's just a wonderful thing to do. It's just clearly God's will that these families should have help and should feel loved.
It made me feel like I've got a family, that I've got an auntie and uncle or a mum and a dad, so it's nice to have that bond with them. They do change your life. When you're in a bad place, they make it positive, yeah, so you're not on your own. I'm excited to see him because I know they're coming to see me and I've got someone to talk to. They're like my family, really. Yeah, they're like my family.
So that is our dream, that is our vision, to see that. I'm just going to invite Memory. So Memory is a social worker and so sees firsthand some of the needs. So he's just going to share and then I'm going to tell you what our plan is.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Good morning, everyone. I'm a frontline social worker. I've been working in frontline social work now for over 10 years, most precisely maybe 13 years. I've worked across in Wiltshire, Berkshire, and also Oxfordshire. So Tammy's story is something I've been facing for the past over 10 years, 37 hours, 5 days a week. as a social worker, I'm privileged to be able to go into homes and have difficult conversations with parents and have access to things that not many other professionals will be able to do. I can ask to see children's bedrooms, their beddings, ask parents to open fridges to see if there's food. And I'm shocked at some of the scenes that I come across on a day-to-day basis. And there's a huge need. And some of the situations I've been faced with, I'm from Africa. I've never seen that in my own country. And right here in this country, the level of poverty and deprivation that some children are exposed to, where children have no bedding, where children have no beds, where I open the fridge and all I see there is probably a pack of margarine and an expired milk, and there's nothing. And children going into school and telling school that they have not had breakfast, they didn't have dinner, where schools have to provide for this. You go to managers, they can only sign up to about £100. A house needs a skip, to declutter the homes and stuff like that. And my appeal today is the need is huge out there. And the government, the local authority, is not capable to do this on its own. And it's really incumbent on us as the church to really look at how we can, like what we have seen in Tammy's story, be able to offer support and help to these families. Thank you.
So Memory has encouraged us to get started, which I'm really excited about. So we haven't yet secured council support, but we're confident that we will in the future. So therefore, the churches of Oxford, which is us, have agreed to pool our resources, and from all different denominations, sizes, flavours, coloured backgrounds, we are going to come together and offer a reduced programme. So the plan is that for £40,000 a year, we will be able to support up to 25 families. Now, obviously, we'd like to be doing 10 times that and more, but we're going to start small. And I wasn't planning to do this, and Steve might tell me off, but we need the funding, we need the money. Maybe today we may be stirred to reach our total. And so we are going to get the referrals from within the church, from those professionals who work in the statutory sector, the nurses, the GPs, the social workers, the head teachers. We will be able to employ a local Safe Families employee who will coordinate all of those referrals and organise the volunteers. Ideally, we would fill the volunteer coordinator role, but actually that we're quite confident we're quite a long way along that track already, with church champions already in place. The vision is that the churches will recruit volunteers for training by Safe Families, who will then support them throughout the whole befriending process. Churches can also support financially, in case you needed the reminder, and also practically, as so many of the families, like Memory shared with us, require really practical support, staff and help in various areas. But finally, and most importantly, we see this as a wonderful opportunity to demonstrate church unity in our city. There are thousands and thousands of Christians in Oxford, and we have got great resource. We want to bring them together to see Jesus' kingdom grow in this place. His kingdom, which simply calls us to love our neighbour. And for this to happen, we need prayer. So I'm going to finish with a reminder from Psalm 127. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labour in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. So that is the vision. Safe Families is going to come to Oxford. Please, please get involved, spread the word. We are not despising the day of small beginnings, and we really believe that this is a sustainable, effective model that will snowball and will bring lasting change to our city. Amen.